Fay. Grape Therapy is now right alongside. Vinda Machine has advanced up into third. Hey, It's Toddy has dropped out of it, as has Madam Deputy. The field is coming down for the eighth pole. Here's Grape Therapy right alongside a Buffet, and Vinda Machine out in the middle of the track. It's Grape Therapy and Vinda Machine. Now it's between these two. It's between the two long shots. On the outside, Vinda Machine. At the rail, Grape Therapy. Vinda Machine does it. Takes the opener. In the slop. At 12-1.
She got a wicked pace, and she was the one that was furthest off of this pace. You got to give a lot of credit to the one, Grape Therapy. She was, close to it. Split horses, was very game. Heartbreaking defeat for her. And both, like you alluded to, by Freud, full brother to international champion Giants Causeway.
Vinda Machine takes the first race, which went off as race 2 here at Saratoga, an upset to kick it off.
Upset 27-40, $11 in the middle over Grape.
The stretch, the half 43-4, and Nashville is in control here into the stretch. Democratic Values on the left is racing in second, but now 7 or 8 or more behind Nashville, who has just destroyed this small field. Nashville, first time out, much the best at 1-5. Democratic Values completes the exacta, and the time was 1:14 and
versus 10 to do. And Irad Ortiz was allowing him to run, but meanwhile inside of him, Joel Rosario was basically in a drive from the start trying to keep up. Man, that was impressive, Frank.
What a nice, worth the wait debut for this brilliant colt, Nashville. They talk about Spitestown. They say all purpose, all places, all power, and they can run on the dirt, slop, turf, short, long. Here's a star in the making, Nashville.
Absolutely.
Looking at Nashville a little bit later today. 260 on Nashville, 210 to place. Democratic Values completes that very chalky exacta. $3.20. Congratulations.
The opening half mile in 44 3/5 seconds. Rejected again with the lead in the stretch as they come down for the eighth pole. Rejected again in front by 4. Bad Guy down on the inside. And a 12th Labor far outside. It's a Malthael. Rejected again, trying to take them wire to wire here. He has a 3.5 length lead as they come for the finish. Rejected again, a length at the end, but he does it in front running fashion. Bad Guy was second.
A run. At this point, it looked like it might turn into a romp of 7 or 8 lengths, but on the far outside, Malthael starts closing, and Bad Guy starts to kick it in as well. It gets close, but in the end, it's 6-1A, 9-5, 12th Labor. Just didn't have it in the stretch and has to settle for 4th. The second and third place finishers finish up well, but what it was, I'm going to blame Andy because I got my scratches off Twitter, and Andy, I'm going to tell him he needs to start adding jockey changes to his tweets in the morning. Rejected again, 21.60. Good price for Linda Rice and the drawing.
Royal Suspect closest to the rail. Brunate out in the middle of the track. They're coming down for the eighth pole now. Ringgood is in third. It is Royal Suspect on the inside and Brunate on the outside. Now is 16th to the finish. Royal Suspect, Brunate. They remain 1-2. It is going to be Royal Suspect to get the maiden victory in the slop here at Saratoga. Brunate was second. Big break back to Ringgood and then...
But Royal Suspect gets it done for 2 of the good guys, Roddy Valenti and Bruce Levine.
And money came in late here, down to 2-1. Clear-cut second choice, beating Brunate, who has to settle for a minor award again. He fired, he's honest, he just couldn't get by, and he had the length.
Is a Quasar and a touch of Nirvana. The field is in the stretch. It's City Temper on the outside, Dahl on the inside. City Temper has a narrow lead. Dahl continues to battle on. Stunning Munnings in with a chance in third. On the extreme outside, Miss Charisma, and then Quasar. They're coming down for the finish, and it is City Temper and Dahl. The 2 New York breds are going to be heads apart, and City Temper got her head in front right at the finish.
But she finished just where she likes to finish, Greg.
6th, second place finish, yes, in 11 starts for Dahl the 4. And she got nudged a little at one point. I don't think that was a difference, but she did get bumped minorly in this race. 3-1 in the end on City Temper. 3-year-old filly for Jorge Abreu. And again, as you
Unrighteous, with Bluegrass Parkway now back running in third, and Cowtown is fourth as the field heads for home. On the inside, it's Willing to Speed, Unrighteous on the outside. Now there's a furlong to the finish. Willing to Speed and Unrighteous, and they remain right together. Unrighteous and Willing to Speed, they're putting on a heck of a stretch stool here in this small field. Willing to Speed and Unrighteous, they come for the finish, and Unrighteous got it. Unrighteous by a head. Willing to Speed, a tough customer.
By Willing to Speed, and sometimes, you know, those off-the-turf races, the distance, they just run. I'm not saying you probably run back Willing to Speed and off-the-turf race and not run a step. You never really know. But how about Rob Atras? He claimed the horse. He just got almost 14,800 for being a good sport and staying in this race.
The lead from Our Last Buck. Evaluator is clear with less than 3/16 to the finish. Evaluator by 3. Then Our Last Buck. Control Group is in third. Evaluator pouring it on here in the stretch. Evaluator by 7. Now by 8. And now by more. Evaluator really relished the slop today. Our Last Buck was second, and Control Group finished third.
The time. And sometimes when they get older, even if they like the mud at one time earlier in their careers, they get older, they get a little more finicky, and they don't like it. And I think the way Control Group ran, he never handled the going in here.
5-1 on Evaluator, as you see, 4-5, 3-6 finish. Again,
It's Blame the Booze, challenged on the inside by Fire at Will. And Fire at Will has fired here now to take the lead. Blame the Booze continues to battle on the outside. It is Fire at Will, Blame the Booze, Fire at Will with the lead inside the 16th pole. Blame the Booze on the outside. Fire at Will, half length. Blame the Booze in second. Fire at Will to win the off the turf with anticipation.
Lead again, and I'm sure that'll be some good-natured ribbing, and this is a great ride. Saved all the ground. I think Blame the Booze ran fine here. It's not though he ran badly in defeat. I just think Fire at Will was able to beat him here. Blame the Booze got away with a fairly honest but not particularly fast pace on this quick racetrack. Fire at Will just came through and he got it done.
3-win day, Gary, for Irad Ortiz.
And Money in the Bank, who continues to battle on the inside of Pier 40. Diane's Impossible has now moved into third. There's an eighth of a mile to the finish. Money in the Bank has retaken the lead from Pier 40. Here's Diane's Impossible on the outside. Diane's Impossible sweeps by, and it's a 4-win Wednesday for Irad Ortiz Jr. Only won it by a head there. Money.
Even when he was running better, he did improve of his last start, but this horse gets it done. Irad, an incredible day, 4 wins, 2 ahead of his brother now, 5 racing days left, another win for Rudy Rodriguez. But how about Money in the Bank's effort? I mean, I'm not trying to take anything away from the winner, but Money in the Bank. Greg, if you bet him,